Do you know, I still remember one of my cousin sisters saying, as soon as she eats anything, she has to run to the toilet. So if every food seemed to trigger your gut, the problem might not be coming from the food. Bread causes bloating, milk causes discomfort, sometimes even vegetables seem to trigger symptoms. And what you would do, you will slowly start to remove foods one after the other from your diet. First you will remove one, then another one, and all of a sudden you will notice that you don't have anything remaining that you can eat comfortably. And many people with digestive issues exactly describe this experience. And as I told, what if the problem isn't coming from your food, but from your gut? And what if your gut has simply become overly sensitive for normal digestion? And in many cases, this pattern is often linked to something called as Irritable Bowel Syndrome, or IBS. And surprisingly, it's very common. Researchers suggest that almost 10 to 15% of the world population experiences irritable bowel syndrome at some point. And you know what's the good thing? IBS can easily be managed or almost reversed if you address the root causes. So in this video, we are going to look at what are the 4 major causes for irritable bowel syndrome. And of course, how to manage them. So if you are somebody who is experiencing that irritation, or one of your dear ones is experiencing, this video is for you. Make sure you watch the video till the end to get the best out of it. So let's start by understanding what is irritable bowel syndrome. IBS is something what doctors call as functional gut disorder. This means that when doctors examine the intestine, through tests or imaging, the structure often appears normal, but the function of digestive system becomes altered. Today, IBS is often described as disorder of gut-brain interaction. Let's discuss that in detail in the later part of the video. For now, just understand that our digestive system and nervous system constantly interact between each other. And when that communication becomes dysregulated, the gut may become more sensitive, more reactive, and sometimes irregular in how it moves food through the intestine. Because of this, people may experience symptoms such as bloating, abdominal discomfort, gas, constipation, diarrhea, or altering bowel habits. Okay, as we understood so much, let's get into the first reason of irritable bowel syndrome, which is gut hypersensitivity. One of the key reasons behind IBS is something called as visceral hypersensitivity. In simpler terms, the nerves inside your gut becomes more sensitive than usual. Normally, small amounts of gas or movement inside the intestine go completely unnoticed. But in people with IBS, the gut may react very strongly to normal gas or digestion. So your gut itself is not damaged, but it has become more sensitive to normal digestive activity. This can actually make everyday digestion uncomfortable and, to be honest, in a way unpredictable. There are many ways through which you can actually manage this hypersensitivity, which I think I'll do it as a separate video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on that information. The second reason is something that I mentioned in the introduction: the gut-brain connection. The gut and the brain communicate constantly through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. When someone experiences ongoing stress, anxiety, or emotional strain, the nervous system can influence how the gut behaves. This can change how quickly the food moves through the intestine. For example, a faster movement can lead to diarrhea. Slower movement can lead to constipation. Increased nerve sensitivity can lead to bloating and pain. That is why many people notice their digestive symptoms become worse during stressful periods. The third reason is something that is connected to our gut bacteria. As you would know, we have trillions of bacteria in our gut that helps to break down the food. Together, they form what the scientists call as the gut microbiome. And when there is an imbalance in this gut bacteria, some of the microbes start to produce excess gas during digestion. This gas can lead to bloating, abdominal pressure, discomfort after meals, and also irregular bowel habits. Reason number 4 might actually surprise you. Irritable bowel syndrome can happen post-infections. For some people, irritable bowel syndrome can start after stomach infection or food poisoning. This is called as post-infectious irritable bowel syndrome. Even after the infection clears, the digestive system may remain more sensitive and reactive than before. Research suggests that roughly 10 to 15% of people who experience acute gastroenteritis later develop irritable bowel syndrome symptoms. So, being understood the 4 major ways through which you can have an irritable bowel syndrome, let's look into what are the practical ways through which you can calm your gut. The encouraging thing is that the digestive system is highly adaptable. With the right support, the digestive system can actually become less reactive over time. Here I would like to give you simple strategies that would bring big differences. Make sure that you eat slowly and mindfully. Ensure that you are chewing the food properly. It is good to maintain regular meal timing. Make sure that you are also managing your stress and calming the nervous system. You can also consider to go for regular walking or light physical activity. Gradually identify personal food triggers and try to avoid them. The goal is not to remove every food from your diet. Instead, the goal is to help the gut to regain its balance and reduce sensitivity. However, there is an important thing to understand here. Not all digestive symptoms should be assumed as irritable bowel syndrome. If somebody is experiencing symptoms like unexplained weight loss, blood in the stool, persistent vomiting, severe anemia, or any symptoms that wake you up at night, those should always be evaluated by a physician. Because these symptoms sometimes indicate other conditions such as an inflammatory bowel disease or even a colorectal cancer. I have also done separate videos on acid reflux, gastritis, gut foods, etc. So if you're interested, go check those videos out on the channel as well. So to conclude with, if you're living with symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, I agree it can be frustrating and very unpredictable. But as I told, in many cases, irritable bowel syndrome doesn't mean that your gut is damaged. Often it means that your gut has become overly sensitive or dysregulated. And by addressing the 4 reasons that we discussed in today's video, you can manage irritable bowel syndrome wonderfully. When we support digestion, calm nervous system, and understand our individual triggers, the gut can actually become more stable again. So, as always, if you found value from this video, give it a like and share it to one of your dear ones who would get benefited out of watching this video. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Thank you for watching. This is Dr. Thompson, and see you in the next one.